or in Sherlock or something, coming to Hamlet and coming to it with a totally open heart and responding to it. So thank you for all the support for coming to see it. But how would I bring Moriarty back? I don't know. He's come back in so many different ways.
The helicopter entrance.
Yeah. Well, you know, that was really embarrassing because it looked much cooler on screen than it did when I was doing it, because I had no music when we were filming it. So it just looked like an idiot. No! I was in there dancing in the middle of a beat and I just looked ridiculous. And I was really worried that would just look really stupid. But then they put Freddie Mercury on, so he like he always does, makes everything look cool. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, I have two questions. One, would you like to play with Benedict another movie or another serial?
I would absolutely love to. Yeah, I really would. He's my great friend, and Benedict and I did theatre for years before we did Sherlock, and we've all been, since Sherlock finished, we've been all doing lots of our own thing. So yeah, it would be great to work with him again. It's something completely different, and I have a feeling that will happen at some point in the future, because I like the work he does, and I think he likes the work I do. So yeah, hopefully when everything calms down, we'll be able to do that. Maybe when we're in our 80s.
And the second question is, if you would want to play in a Marvel movie, what character would you be? Or
I don't think I eat enough protein. I like chocolate too much. So like a fat superhero. No. That would be quite cool actually. We should have a fat superhero. Or a plus size superhero, if you want to say. I don't know really. I'm not very good at thinking up things that I could be in. I much prefer to sort of wait for people to go, do you know what you'd be good in? And I go, or to audition for something, or read something that I respond to. But I don't really know. What do you think? Well, that's already been done pretty well. Anyway.
like, you know, Loki?
Yes. Yeah. Maybe.
They totally missed their chance with Dormammu. That would have been perfect.
I don't know what you're saying.
The adversary of Doctor Strange.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Not that we're typecasting or anything.
Thank you.
Hi again.
Hi, how are you?
Firstly, hope you enjoy your time in Romania and
I'm having such a lovely time, thank you.
so bad. And the question, what's something that makes you the happiest?
Dogs. I do love dogs, yes. Yeah. I adore dogs. There's something about dogs, just, I like all sorts of dogs, really. I think there's something that dogs, they just know how to live. They never feel guilty about everything. If they want to have a nap, they have a nap. If they're hungry, they eat. If they don't want to say hello to somebody, they don't. If they love somebody, they show you. They're completely loyal. They're such a good laugh. They're exercise. They exercise. They're just brilliant. And they look so good. And so they look so cool. So dogs make me happy.
Thank you, I totally agree.
Oh, thanks.
So I want to tell you that you are such a good old fashion villain.
Oh, thank you.
And also you have so many great lines, and I want to know what's your favorite one from Sherlock.
Did you miss me? Do you know, miss me? Did you miss me? It's funny you should say that. It's so funny at the end. When we filmed that, it was in, it was about 5 years ago or something. But Mark Gatiss, who created the show, said, "Oh, we're going to do this little bit at the end of the credits." And I was like, "Okay, it was Hamlet." He goes, "Come on, we're going." And then he goes, "Come on, we're going and film it now." And I was like, "Okay." So I was like, "I've got my costume on, blah, blah." So we went out to the back of the car park. I put up a camera and I said, "Miss me?" And I was like, "Is that okay?" Like, yeah. And then it became this huge thing. I thought I would have put a bit more effort into that, but it was something that just was really exciting because, not because of the content, but because of the story around the content. And that's why it's such a great show. It's because in saying "miss me," it meant that he was not dead, and that was incredibly exciting. And, so that was cool, but that was a really nice moment. But I had so many really good lines. I remember I had a line.
I own you all, Sherlock.
Oh yeah, there you go. What was the line I had about? That's what people do.
Yeah, people die.
That's what people do. That was the first time I felt, because I think when I first came out, when it first came out the show, I think people were like, "That guy's not scary." So I wanted to be able to be scary in a surprising way, and that's what that was my first really scary line, I think. So that's probably my favorite one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. So first of all, I'm very jealous of you because my favorite characters ever are male, and obviously I could never play Hamlet.
Yes, you could play Hamlet. That's not true. Absolutely, you can play Hamlet if you want. I think there's lots of Ruth Negga is going to play Hamlet in Dublin.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's absolutely. I think all that stuff about who gets to play. Everybody should get to play everything. So absolutely, you should play Hamlet.
Okay, thank you. And my question, I want to know what's your favorite play ever and your favorite character from a play.
Well, I love the work of Tennessee Williams. I love The Glass Menagerie. It's a beautiful play.
Me too. We just studied it.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful play because it's really funny, and it's about family. I think all great plays are about a family of sorts, and it's one of my favorite plays. Yeah, and I like the work of an Irish playwright called Conor McPherson. But my favorite play now, I have to say, is Hamlet.
It's mine
That's
ever.
right.
So.
Yeah, it's a beautiful play.
Thank you.
Good luck with Hamlet.
Thank you.
We'll all be coming to see you.
Thanks. Have a nice day.
Thank you, you too. Hello, darling.
You've answered some great questions about what makes Moriarty scary, but I was wondering what scares Moriarty himself? What do you think scares him?
Oh, wow. I think he's scared of himself, I think he's scared of himself. And I think there must be something about Sherlock that scares him.
Maybe the idea of Sherlock.
Yes.
Better.
Not that he's smarter, but they are two sides of the same coin. And I think something, I always thought that Moriarty is obsessed with the fact that Sherlock has a friend. And he has a vulnerable side, and he has somebody to share his life with in some form. And he's a very lonely character. So I always think the fact that you always see Moriarty on his own as I think that he would be scared to have too many people in his life. This is my perception of it, because I think he would, in a way, that's kind of protective.
Okay. Do you think you could maybe ever have a real friend?
No. No.
Thank you.
Thanks a million.
Hi. Please excuse the state my face is in right now because apparently makeup and sweat don't mix. Okay. Another question.
You're great. I think you're great.
What's your thank you, I guess. What's your favorite band/singer?
Bewitched? Do you know Bewitched?
I'll listen to it if it's good, if you recommend it.
I like the music of Rufus Wainwright. Do you know Rufus Wainwright? Like, he's cool, check him out.
Okay.
And he hasn't been out for a while. I like all sorts of stuff. I really do. Yeah, I really do sort of listen to anything. At the moment I'm listening to the Hamilton soundtrack. Hamilton is really, my godchildren who are, you know, really young, 8 and 10 and stuff, they are obsessed with it. I think it's amazing that they've reinvented the musical form, and check it out if you haven't heard it. It's really extraordinary.
Yeah, thanks. Really quickly before the rest of the line murders me for staying too long, I wanted to ask you a more serious question. How do you, for a small play, there's lots of spaces where an action is happening, or like longer plays. How do you fill those spaces so that it seems natural when you're acting, so that it doesn't seem like it's really fake and you're not really wanting to play that character?
I think people are a bit scared of silence in plays and on theatre. Some of the most amazing electric moments on stage are when nobody's saying anything. So I would say don't be scared of the silence. There's bits in Sherlock actually, I remember, where you just if I were to just stare at you, which I'm not going to do, for 10 seconds. People go, what's happening? And it makes the audience go. So actually the quality of silence is as important as the quality of anything else. And in fact, sometimes it's the most important thing in the theatre.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I have a question about Sherlock. Which scene was the most fun to film or most challenging?
The most fun scene to film was breaking into the Bank of England. That really was. It was so fun. It was so fun, and they edited that scene like magically. It was beautifully done. They told me at that time that they were going to have music, classical music in the background. And I was like, oh, that sounds cool. But then I was like, what music is it going to be? So I asked them to play it for me in the sound guy to play it loud in the room, which usually they would put it on afterwards, like in the helicopter scene. They didn't play I Want to Break Free. That's why I felt like such a chump. But in that one, I wanted that music to be played. And I just started to dance along with the music, and it became much more fun, and it made it much more Moriarty, because he was doing a serious crime, perpetrating a serious crime, but it meant that he could be enjoying himself, which is, I think, the very essence of who the character is. So that one, yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good.
Well, we noticed that Moriarty likes the big stuff, so just a fun question. What's the thing that tasted best?
Lick stuff.
Yes. Like the gun, the apple. Sorry for the question, but everybody seems so sad. Now.
Yeah, did you think? I think they're a little sadder now. I suppose the apple. I'm not sure I licked the apple. I think I licked the gun. But thanks for the question.
Hello.
Hello, Doreen.
You said earlier that there are things that help you decide and understand how to portray a character, and like a suit or the other examples. And I was wondering because I played Laertes in some sort of a parody remake after Hamlet.
Did you?
Yeah, in that period of my life, I used to be really depressive, and I didn't really know myself. And I was wondering, is Moriarty, even though he's a hardworking person, also kind of a bit depressive? Do you think he is?
Yeah, I think that's probably true. Yeah, because I don't think I don't think that people do those kind of things unless they have real self-hatred. I think it's very unconscious. I think it's very unconscious. But yeah, I do. I think there's a real self-loathing there somewhere. But it's disguised in uber confidence. And also, I do think he is interested in. He doesn't engage his heart. He engages his brain, his mind. And I think what you focus on expands, and so his brain is incredibly alive. But I think his heart is dead.
Thank you. That describes perfectly just how it feels, because it feels damaging. And for people out there that want to know how you feel when you play that sort of a character, it's like you kill yourself by trying to show it to the others. It's awful.
Well, you look fantastic today. Well done, Dominic.
Two more questions? Yeah, we have time for 2 more questions.
Hello,
Hi.
I wanted to say that I really like your take on Moriarty. And the question is, which was the funniest blooper on the set of Sherlock?
I'm so glad that a lot of them haven't been revealed. Because a lot of the takes that, basically, as I say with Moriarty, you have to be as playful. I felt like it was important to be as playful as possible. And that means making really, really big mistakes and things that are just not just really bad acting. Trying things, and sometimes Benedict would be like, really? And it's like, but that's the spirit of it. You have to make mistakes, and you have to mess up. And I definitely did that a lot. So I'm definitely very grateful to the editors for tidying that up. And I suppose in a way, sometimes for not tidying it up, because some of the things that I thought were terrible, they've kept. But anyway, there's nothing we can do about that. So,
Alright, thank you.
thank you.
Hello.
Hey.
I have a more light question for you. Had you not played Moriarty, what character in Sherlock would you have liked to play, and why?
Mrs. Hudson. I mean, I've said this before and I'll say it again. That is a brilliant performance. It really is. Talk about somebody who makes the most out of a small character. She's really funny. You absolutely love her. Everybody loves that character. And it's because Una is such an incredibly open, lovely, generous person who in England is like a national treasure. I grew up watching her. She was in a program when I was a kid called Wurzel College, and I mean, I just couldn't believe I was getting to work with her. It's a character that's kind of iconic, that, you know, because she's got real power over Sherlock and John, but particularly Sherlock, because she's able to be like, you know, completely indifferent to what he does. She's just interested in whether his laundry's done and whether he has a cup of tea and stuff. And I think that's amazing, because there always has to be great people behind the great artists and scientists and free thinkers of the world. There has to be someone who pays the rent and finds the person's keys and stuff. Those people are as valuable as the others. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, the last question.
Yeah, okay. As an actor, do you ever use the mannerisms, the gestures of your characters, like Moriarty, by accident or intentional?
Do you know what happens a lot of the time is I speak and people go, oh, that's very Moriarty. And I think, no it isn't, that's me. Moriarty doesn't exist. And I think that's what happens a little bit. It's a really weird feeling that people say, oh, you're being very like Moriarty there, and I think, no, that's me. You know, just things that naturally you go into, whether you use your hands or the way you sit, I think sometimes just leaks into the character. And sometimes I think it's really important to bring yourself to a character and not go, because you can never fully become somebody else without it becoming really boring. You have to bring your version of what you think it is, or else it actually doesn't have any signature on it. So yeah, when people say, you know, your whatever your Moriarty is showing or whatever, I find that a little odd because I think that's not true. So I hope that answers your question.
It's a compliment.
Is it? Okay. Okay. I'll take it as a compliment. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, and
Thank you.